I'm here with Josh from MCA, and we just wanted to talk to Josh a little bit about the MCA Hammerhead Sylvia. Now, we talked to Josh last year when we were here, and last year they had a great result with Earl Bamber driving the car. They came second outright. This year they've made a few changes, and they've got Shane Van Gisbergen in the hot seat. So let's talk about what you actually have changed on the car. For a starter, I noticed that it's got a billet block in it. What was the idea behind that? Is that for more power?
It's really for reliability. Obviously, we can potentially extract a lot more horsepower from the engine, but for this year round, we were just looking to get it in there, run the engine, see if we had any issues and that sort of thing, because it really is a big change. We had to individually plumb oil into each of the sort of bores, and as well as water into both sides. So yeah, there's been a lot of plumbing going on there. We didn't know really how that was going to go. As well as just the block itself, see what popped up, because it is a bit of a new part for us. We're used to having a manufactured part like a Nissan block, so we're used to dealing with that, but when we've got something that's made by a human, you never really know how it's going to go, but it's been really good for us. The guys at Bullet Cylinder Heads have helped us out and given us a lot of information about it. And it's holding up well, and we actually brought our old motor from last year in case we needed it, freshened up of course, but it's been good. We haven't needed it, so it's nice.
In terms of engine power and actually capacity, where are you at with both of those?
Capacity wise, 2.4 litre, so we've got the 92mm stroker there and 90mm bore, and power we're pretty much the same as last year. It's the same inlet manifold, exhaust manifold, turbo and boost and everything else, so it's about the 720 horsepower at the hubs.
And what sort of boost pressure are you pumping to make that 720?
That's about 32 psi.
So it's probably, with that combination of parts, sounds like it probably is reasonably conservative. If you wanted to, you could go further?
Yeah, absolutely. It would take a larger turbo to do so. The one on there now, I think, is pretty near its limit. We didn't get as much time on the dyno with the new motor as we'd liked. We were looking to up the boost and see what happened, but we didn't really get a great chance to do so. So we've actually upped the boost a little bit today just because we felt like we could. It sort of looks like the turbo's a little bit out of it. It's only a GTX 35, so for 720 horse at the wheels, it's doing pretty well.
Yeah, it's probably doing a pretty good job to get those sort of numbers. Now, you've also got a bit of a disadvantage, I guess, when you compare to the likes of Tilden. You've only got two wheels doing the driving. So really, is that also a limiting factor to how much power you can get to the track?
It is. We've revised a bit of the rest of the car setup in balance and suspension and aerodynamics this year. And from the get-go, we had Shane Van Gisbergen drive the car for us a couple of laps up in Queensland when we had a chance. And even from then, he's been very happy with the traction this year, which I think we've improved a lot since last year. So traction really has not been a problem for us, considering it is rear-wheel drive. Obviously, a four-wheel drive could probably be on the gas a good half a second earlier than we are, But that's just the way it is. I think Suzuki Under's really showing the potential of a rear-wheel drive chassis at the moment. I'm sure there's things that he could do in his car to make it go even faster. I think his new package is showing the real strength and potential of a rear-wheel drive car. It looked for a little while there he was maybe going to shake up things a bit with the four-wheel drives, but given that they're still sitting 1-2 four-wheel drive cars, it sort of still shows that there's just not, without sort of Formula One budgets, there's not a whole lot you can do to beat a four-wheel drive car.
You've mentioned you've made some changes to both the aero and the balance of the car. Can you explain a little bit more about what you actually did there?
With the aero, our front winglets were never actually adjustable, so we revised the setup there and made them adjustable so we can play with some stuff there. We've also added some gurney flaps, and with the balance, we've moved the engine back. We've shifted a few other parts around and lost a little bit of weight here and there, and we've also tightened up the chassis a lot as well. The aero's a lot firmer mounted this time, and there's nowhere near as much flex. There's virtually none. So the car's being a lot more consistent. We're not having to fight the aero scraping along the ground this time, so that's all good. We've gained the balance is now about 53-47, and it's just a lot more drivable, and he's real happy with it. It looks really fast through turn one. I think we're up almost 10 kilometres an hour over that last year, so yeah.
In terms of your lap times compared to last year, how are they comparing at the moment?
Our best so far is over a second quicker than last year, which given that we haven't done a massive overhaul of the car. We've just sort of improved it in a few different spots. We're pretty happy with that gain. We know that there's still more time in the car though, because Shane hasn't really been happy with a couple of the laps that have been our quickest ones. There's been a little bit of traffic there for him, maybe something on the track, and or it's just getting a grasp on how the tyres are working on the track this year round, and because tracks sort of change year to year and things like that as well. So yeah, it's there's more time to be had. Whether or not we can get in front of Suzuki at this point is we've only got one session left, and but it is at a good time of the day for us. That's where we set our fastest lap yesterday, and so we're hoping if we can jump in front of him, but we'll see what happens.
Well, we hope you get a clean lap and get a chance to really show what the car can do. Good luck for that, and thanks for taking the time to talk to us today.
Yep, no worries at all. Thanks.
For online tuning courses, visit learntotune.com.